Are you graduating in December or May?
I'm going to be graduating in May.
Okay, so getting ready for student teaching.
Yeah, I'll be student teaching in May. I'm in doing practicum now, just observing and stuff like that, going to schools.
Okay.
It's like twice a week. I have to do 8 hours in a matter of a week, so it's pretty easy. It's
not too much work.
4 hours a day usually.
That's good. You
it's
like
simple
it?
Work. Yeah, it's fun.
Good. What made you want to become a physical education teacher? I won't call it gym because I know they did away with that term.
I don't know. It's just something that I always liked. You know, I want to have a positive impact on like a student's life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I figured that it's something that I feel like I'd like to do. I have fun doing it. So you know, it's something that I feel like I would be able to do for the rest of my life.
For your life, right? Because it's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a certain age range that you want to teach?
I'd like to do elementary, but whatever I can get as a job, I would take. You know, if it's high school, take high school. If it's middle school, take middle school.
Absolutely.
Whatever I can get, because it's going to be hard to find a job.
Right.
Even if I have to go like out of state, you know, I can see what I can find somewhere.
You're willing to move if need be.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, depending on how far. But.
Yeah, no, understandable. Do you think kids are like healthy these days, or are they as active as they should be?
No, I feel like with technology, I feel like they kind of just come home and like sit, watch TV, or play video games, or play with their phones or iPads or whatever else they have. And I feel like it's kind of they don't just go outside and have fun like like we used to do.
Right. I was gonna say different from our generation who came home from school. I remember playing kickball on the street, playing baseball on the street.
Yeah, whenever I could, I was outside playing. So.
Right, and I know I have plenty of kids in my neighborhood, and I don't really see them. I don't see them outside too much.
Yeah, I just feel like it's different nowadays. You know, they'd rather stay inside and just watch TV.
Right, play silly games.
Which is, I mean, it's good once in a while, but you still got to get outside and you got to be active. I mean, I think it's recommended like 60 minutes a day that you have to go outside or not go outside, just be active.
Right. You know? Play some kind of activity.
Exactly. It doesn't even have to be like for a whole hour at a time. It could be, you can split it up. And, you know, it's something that I feel like needs to be
something that
addressed.
You can teach them.
Yeah, exactly. Something that I'd be willing to.
Right.
You know.
Did you have any positive like role models gym teacher wise while you were growing up? In schools?
Yes and no. I mean, they weren't like amazing phys ed teachers, but they weren't like horrible. Like in high school it was pretty much just you got there and sat down, we took attendance, and then they rolled out the ball and we played whatever. But I feel like in like elementary school they had more of a kind of. She was kind of like. We did like the skills and stuff, so it was more like, which is what you're just supposed to do, so it's better rather than just all right, go have fun and I'll just sit over here.
Hand you the ball and
exactly.
go do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
By skills, do you mean like the presidential? Do you know what it's presidential fitness or something like that?
Yeah, we had to do that. I remember that. That was a while ago. We did like the shuttle run and pull-ups and push-ups and everything like that. But the way they do it now is, I think it's like a lot. I don't know if it's different. I don't know what it's called now. I know they have like the fitness gram and stuff like that, which is instead of like, it's basically the same thing, but they just don't call it that anymore.
Okay.
And they have different tests, like instead of running the mile, if somebody they have like what they call the pacer, which is where you pretty much have the basketball court, and you're on one side. You have a certain amount of time to get from one side and back before the time runs out, and then each time you pass, the time gets shorter and shorter, and you get like certain levels, and then that's supposed to be like good, like test for like your cardio rather than just go run a mile.
And even like they have like first graders doing this, or that's more for upper age kids.
I think it's all over. I'm not positive though, because I know we did it, but that was just because we were in the class, and that was just to show us how it was and everything like that.
Right. Okay.
It's not fun.
No, it's not fun.
No.
I remember in my elementary school, they called it was some kind of something with the president in it, and you had to reach like a certain amount of pull-ups or sit-ups, and how embarrassing. I set the school record for girls in pull-ups because I did one pull-up, and that was the record. Like, I was so proud of myself. It was probably not even a real pull-up.
Yeah, I remember doing all the pull-ups and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then you would have like a certain like range you'd have to get into to be like to
Yeah.
get whatever, like they had like certain levels. I don't remember what they were
Mhm.
called. It was a while ago.
Right, it was so long ago. What about are you excited to teach the health side of it too, or are you more excited to teach phys ed?
I feel like it's. I mean, I'd rather obviously teach phys ed, but I think I'd be alright with teaching health. I mean, it's something that you're gonna have to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in New Jersey, which is pretty neat, a lot of other states don't do this. They have like my degree is for health and physical education.
Okay.
A lot of like other states just have health or just have phys ed, like they're separate.
really?
They're separate degrees. So it's something that's good this
Okay.
way. If I do go out of state, it's something that'll help me.
Right, you don't have to kind of do it.
Or they don't have to
Two
hire.
times.
Yeah, they don't have to hire two people for
Oh.
the same job. You know, it's
Interesting.
something that I can use to kind of help try to get a job.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think your nutrition-wise, you can teach kids how to eat better, because obesity is such an epidemic, they're calling it.
Yeah, I think so. It's pretty much just. I think the main thing is like portion sizes.
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of kids just. I mean, everybody in general really.
Right.
They have like when you go out to eat, you get huge plates, and
Mhm.
it's way over what you're really supposed to be eating.
Right.
And then it's just you kind of got to get away from that and
What did McDonald's call it when you got like the double extra large?
like the super size.
Yeah, super size.
Ugh,
Right. Ugh, gross.
it's way too much.
Yeah.
It's something that you gotta kind of try to get away. You gotta try to get everybody away from.
Mhm.
This way, it's just easier. And I mean, if you look, it's all about like balance.
Mhm.
I mean, if you have to have obviously a variety of things. It's not
Yeah.
just if I eat pears every day, I'll be fine. No, you gotta have more than just
Right.
that. More,
Exactly.
more than just fruit,
Mhm.
vegetables, everything like that. You have to have
Right now.
everything.
And I feel like starting them off at a young age, like if you, I'm not sure if elementary schools do health classes per se. Have you, like, during your student teaching or practicums, have you seen that?
I don't know, it's funny because I've never actually seen an elementary class yet.
Oh.
Because with my practicum this semester, I'm only in a middle school,
Okay.
so it's not really.
You haven't seen that.
I haven't
the
seen the
age
lower.
kids.
And when I was in like the TLC2 classes, which is a class where we also go observe once in a while. It's like it was twice a week or once every 2 weeks or whatever.
Okay.
When we were at when it was supposed to be an elementary school, I was at a K through 12 school.
Oh.
And when the time I was there, I never actually got to see the little kids, like the elementary grades.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, when I was in elementary school, it was a while ago. I mean, I
Mhm.
think we started health around maybe 4th or 5th grade, but I'm not positive. I don't really remember.
Right. What I can remember, I remember doing DARE, but I'm not positive.
I remember there, yeah, that
I'm
I
not
remember.
sure if that was like
I think that was
health.
like 4th grade.
I'm not
maybe.
sure if that took place at health class though.
I don't remember. I don't know. I remember dare.
Mhm.
I think that was that 4th grade-ish?
Not sure. 4th or 5th, I'm sure. I know for middle school, 7th and 8th grade, there was most definitely health class.
Yeah.
Health class
absolutely.
was different from gym class. But elementary school, I can't really remember. I know there was the famous puberty talk, but I don't think that was health class.
Well, I know for me, that was considered health.
I think we just had a presenter come in.
Well, what we did was we had. I don't remember what grade it was. I think it was around 6th grade.
Mhm.
But that was like our health class. That was like what we did was I think we took a whole marking period a whole month.
Okay.
We had a month set aside for health instead of having phys ed.
Oh, okay.
And I remember, I think it was 6th grade, we had that, like one of the units that we covered was,
Right.
was puberty and everything like that.
Right.
We didn't actually have like a speaker or anything, but we kind of just went over everything and stuff like that.
It's hard to remember from so long ago.
That's gonna be tough. I feel like.
The teaching like.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but you know, it's something that I feel like you got to do. So.
You have to teach them at some point.
Exactly.
Now, growing up, you did K through 8 at a Catholic school.
Yeah, I went to Holy Family, and it was a K through 8, so it was a lot different than like a lot of people. If you go to public school,
right?
So it was definitely weird when I got into high school because it was completely different. Like when I was in when I was in Holy Family, we never had lockers. We never had a locker room. So the first time, like I had gym, and I was like, oh, this is different. Like I would never.
Culture shock.
I wasn't used to it. It wasn't like crazy, but I was just like, all right, whatever. And then I got used to it. But I feel like, I mean, even in high school, sometimes I was just like, I wore my gym clothes because that's what I usually wear anyway. I just wear like shorts and.
Right. For boys, it's different. I know girls don't want to wear gym clothes to school, obviously, or most girls.
Yeah.
What was probably the biggest difference you saw between gym at a Catholic school, K through 8, compared to high school? You'd say was it probably the changing?
I think so. I mean, well, it depends because I mean, some Catholic schools might have that. I mean, that was just the one that I went to. So I mean, it might be the same. I don't think there was anything like majorly different. Besides, I mean, by that time you're already in high school, and they were just you picked what you wanted to do. Like you picked like what. Well, I don't know if you got to pick, but sometimes you did.
For like what sport?
Sport you wanted to do.
I feel like I remember.
I know, like senior year, I know we did because I remember they had like ping pong and.
Like pickleball.
Yeah, they had like that as one of them, and I know a lot of people picked that one because everyone loved doing that.
It was fun too.
The one thing I never liked was the days the bleacher days where you just sat in the bleachers, because that was like the first day of like the new marking period.
Yeah,
so they picked the classes, and then you just sat there and you're just like, all right, I'm bored. And if you didn't have anybody to talk to in the class, if you didn't really know anybody, or if you didn't have anybody, you know.
You kind of feel bad for students that you see kind of hanging out by themselves.
Yeah, like I knew people, but I was never really like close with everybody, because I went to Holy Family. A lot of the kids that went to Holy Family, not all of them went to Raritan. Not all of them went to a public high school.
Right.
Some went to a Catholic high school.
Right, SJV.
Some were in a different town. So I didn't know a lot of people, but it's something that. Yeah, exactly.
It's easier when you're kind of on the floor, you're playing volleyball or whatever, than just sitting by yourself.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
better when you're a part of a team, kind of a very temporary team.
Yeah, exactly. It's easier because you're just having fun.
Yeah, exactly. When you do get a teaching job, what sports do you think you're looking forward to play the most, or not to play, to teach?
Definitely big into like floor hockey. I feel like that'll be a lot of fun because I loved playing that when I was in high school. When we were in high school, and even in Holy Family, they had a floor hockey league every September, like in the beginning of the year, and I always loved doing it. They started off at like 4th grade to 8th grade. Obviously, they had different like divisions.
Yeah.
But it was something that I did every year, and I loved it. It was so much fun. It wasn't the best at it, but it was always it was something that it was just always fun to do. And something I always did.
That's fun. Any other sports?
Definitely like lacrosse sounds pretty interesting. I don't really know much about it, but it's something that I feel like I would like to do, like to teach and learn about it and stuff like that. Regular like football and stuff like that. Basketball, even there was this game we played. I don't know really. It was just kind of like an activity we used to play in Holy Family. It was called Avalanche, which was a lot of fun. Basically, it was 2 teams on each side of the basketball court, and they had you had a soda bottle filled with like a little bit of water just so that it stood up.
Just so right.
And you put it in front of you. Basically, the object of the game was you had to knock the other teams over.
Okay.
But you couldn't move. You could move from your spot, but the one thing you couldn't do is you couldn't step in front of yours to like kick the ball out of the way.
Okay.
Because there was a ball at the other team. There was a couple balls involved. It's basically like dodgeball, but you had to roll it or throw it low to try to knock the other team's balls over, or bottles over.
Right.
but you couldn't, obviously, you can block it, but you couldn't step in front of it and, like, kick it away.
Okay.
It was always just a fun game that we always used to play. But I don't know how I would,
Sounds like it's involved.
I don't know what, like, unit I would get that
Right.
into. But it's something that I feel like it's just fun to play.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
then, yeah, there was games like that we had. There was another one called Steal the Bacon.
Steal the bacon?
Steal the Bacon that we always played. There was two teams on the sidelines
Mhm.
of the basketball court, and you had we used the bowling pin
Mhm.
in the middle, and everybody had a number,
Mhm.
and the teacher would call out either one number, two numbers, or however many numbers she wanted, and those, if that was your number, you had to run out, grab it, and bring it back to your side. But the other team was going to try to do the same thing, and if they took it, you can tag them and everything. And it was a fun game to play. So
Sounds
we'll
fun.
see.
Especially for little kids, I think those more unconventional games, if you shy away from like baseball or kickball. So I remember in elementary school we did hurdles one day. Like I was only in like 3rd grade, so the hurdles were really low, but it was something that not everybody gets a chance to do. Like that's the only time I ever did a hurdle.
And the bad thing, like I love baseball. I played it all through high school. But the bad thing with baseball and gym is you really don't get everybody involved.
Mm-hmm.
There's only like 2 people really moving at a time. You have like the pitcher, even in like kickball, you have the pitcher and the person that's batting, and they run, and then like 2 people go get the ball,
Right.
while everyone else is just standing there watching. So it's something that I feel like you kind of try to either like adapt or like change to try to get a lot more people involved, because that's it's one of the whole purposes of it.
Absolutely.
Try to get everybody involved in it.
Well, I think you're going to do really well, and I wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you very much.
And hope you get the job that you want. And
We'll see. Hopefully.
yeah, good luck.
Fingers crossed.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.